new parts have arrived from the factory without issue. They'll be fitted to the car in time for the next session.
The extreme car is here. Cool. So we're going to qualify first over the next 2 weekends. Shouldn't be too hard with this car. There's the preview. Don't be raining. There's the developments. The engine. Look at all that. No rains. That's good. What we got? Loads. Development updates. So we're now right at the very top. We've gone past the Sauber and the Toro Rossos. Wow. Ooh, next year's regulations. There is going to be a regulation change next year, as I confidently predicted in the last one. And there's our contract, which will be up for negotiation at the end of Hungary. So let's take a look at our brand new upgraded car, shall we? And there literally is now, apart from that one gearbox component, nothing to do. It is absolutely incredible to say we were what? Look where we were at the start of the season, and now look where we are now. Incredible. All those 2 parts get changed at the end of this race. So let's take a look at the standings, and we are still leading the way in the championship over Charles Leclerc, Esteban Ocon, Sergio Perez, Pierre Gasly, Daniel Ricciardo in 6th, and then Fernando Alonso, Brendan Hartley, Marcus Ericsson and Lance Stroll round out your top 10 in points. And still, to score a goose egg, Kimi Raikkonen and the 2 Renault drivers, Carlos Sainz and Nico Hülkenberg. So with that being said, we're now going to go and take this car out practicing and then get it qualified. And Lord knows, if we don't put this car on pole, it's a miracle. But we'll get out there for the German Grand Prix.
There's nowhere at all I'd rather be today than here at Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix. We have an incredibly competitive field this year, which means we should be in for a treat. And judging by the sea of people filling the grandstands, there's a fair-sized chunk of Germany that agrees with me. With average lap speeds of around 130 miles per hour, the Hockenheimring is a quick circuit with a lap distance of 2.8 miles, around 17 corners. The main DRS zone through Parabolica leads into the hairpin for the best overtaking opportunity on the track. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Now, I want to ask you about Stoffel van Dorn. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Poole, Gasly, Esteban Ocon and Leclerc, Alonso, Hartley, Hamilton and Lance Stroll, Bottas, Magnussen, Marcus Ericsson and Grosjean, Vettel, Hülkenberg, Kimi Raikkonen and Carlos Sainz. Sirotkin and Stoffel van Dorn completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Great starting position for us. Let's see if we can improve on that in the race.
So we didn't put it on pole. Danny Ricciardo put it on pole for the Red Bull team. We're rolling off P3 today. So that's going to be interesting. It is going to be a one-stop race, though. Off the ultra-soft tyre onto the soft tyre. So I'm just so excited. This car is a beast. It's an absolute beast. And I can't wait to get it out there and race him. So let's get racing, folks. So here we go then, folks, for the German Grand Prix with this lovely new car. The 5 lights are out very quickly. It's lights out and away we go. And we didn't get a bad start, but unfortunately here comes one of the Toro Rossos. It's got an even better start. So we're down to 4th already. Danny Ricciardo's already pulling away. Wow. As we're going to have to send it down the inside on the Toro Rosso and the Force India. and that's a bit naughty, but that'll get us into P2 as we head down to the hairpin for the first time. And you can see that it's all kicking off behind us. We've got cars fighting left, right and centre. They're 2-3 wide down the main straight. Sort yourselves out back there, lads. Because if you don't sort yourselves out, we're gonna have a bit of a problem. I think they are starting to sort themselves out very nicely as one of the McLarens passes one of the Williams is there. Look like Sorokin and Van Dorn as we come down to the stadium section. That is Kimi Raikkonen and Kevin Magnussen having a fight coming into the stadium section. Get the handbags out, boys, you're going to need them. Oh, it's actually Grosjean, I do apologise. It's over P16 and it looks like Grosjean's going to get him. Or is he? They're through it into the stadium section, but on the outside they're still side by side. Still side by side, coming out the last corner. Kimi Raikkonen's going to get him, I think. Just is he going to clear him though? He's not going to clear him. They're going to go 3 wide into the first corner. Where did that Williams to Sorokin come from? That Williams just absolutely pounced out of nowhere to do that move. It was literally all over the place as now Grosjean fights with Carlos Sainz down to the hairpin. It's literally all going to be on from this point onwards. There's wow, look at that, Van Dorn around the outside, and just like that, Carlos Sainz is back down to last place. Now this happened earlier on. Lance Stroll and Kevin Magnussen with Marcus Ericsson for company. There might be 3 wide. They're going to go 3 wide into the hairpin. Sort that out pretty quickly, lads. Oh, look at the dive bomb by Ericsson. 3 wide. It looks like Magnussen's now going to fall into the clutches of one of the Mercedes.
We're approaching the pit window.
They're still fighting side by side, and Stroll gets Ericsson. So the big loser there as we start lap number 3. The big loser there was Kevin Magnussen, as Ericsson starts to attack Lance Stroll into turn 2. Will he get the job done? No, he won't, but if he doesn't, DRS is waiting for him. Oh, but pushed out wide. And Stroll's actually got the DRS there as we go. Look at that view from the camera up and staring up at the Mercedes grandstand.
We're accumulating some wear on the MG
2-3
UK.
wide behind them.
To manage this, we'll need to lower our DRS deployment mode. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
And now we've got one of the Mercedes past Ericsson. That looks like Valtteri Bottas. And Ericsson's going to get that position back from Bottas as we go further down the field. Kimi Raikkonen. Is he attacking? Is he defending? He's attacking, I think. Although we don't have a mention of this place. There's a touch on Sorokin. That's actually Sebastian Vettel. I do apologise. No, that is Kimi Raikkonen. I was right the first time. So that was over P16 with one of the passes. I'm glad that Grosjean still there. Meanwhile, the hunt is on for Daniel Ricciardo. The hunt is well and truly on. We want this more than he wants it. I'll tell you that now. Fact. As we go a little wide in turn 1. All this is going to be here now is to prove a point. As we go back to Stroll and Ericsson. This is over.
We've pretty much burned off our excess fuel.
P10,
we'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to
Ericsson's
turn
going to
the
go around
engine
the
down.
outside of the Canadian, and he's going to push him out wide again, but I think Stroll's got the DRS this time. Yes, this is going to be right back at him as we're looking the wrong way. The cameraman, Mr. German Director's not with it today, as Ericsson battles hard against Bottas, and Ericsson will lose P10 to Lance Stroll. We go to Esteban Ocon. He's fighting with the, I think he's fighting with the man, Pierre Gasly. This is for P5.
The battery is low on energy. Reduce
and
ARS
the man
deployment.
has passed Ocon with the greatest of ease. Ocon into the back of Gasly hard. He may have done some damage there. The other Toro Rosso and the other Force India are fighting each other, Perez and Hartley. And Perez has got past Hartley, yes. So that
We're
is
going to box
for
this lap.
P7
Push hard on the
in
in-lap.
the track. It's all good racing here as we go back to Grosjean. He's fighting with Kimi Räikkönen for P17. And will Grosjean get Räikkönen? He's going to have to do it around the outside if he wants it. But that Haas has got good traction. He's not going to get it though. P17 will remain Kimi Räikkönen as we go further up the field. This is the next lap now. And that is still the battle between Stroll and Ericsson. I think it's going to go on. Oh, Stroll defending like mad from Ericsson. Good defence there from the Canadian. Normally you see him choke at that point, but he held on as
the energy store is getting worn, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
Bottas and Magnussen fight each other behind them, and we'll go back to Grosjean and Räikkönen. This is for P17 on the track.
Box this lap, please.
Grosjean's got him this time. The Ferrari B team's going to pass the Ferrari A team with the greatest of ease. That was done before the chicane, the hairpin, sorry. Where did that one come from as we set ourselves sight on ourselves? We've been told to come in a lap earlier to try and get a massive undercut on Ricciardo. Let's see if we get this undercut. I hope we do, because it would culminate in some good racing. Seamless stop from the lads as we come out the pit lane. Are we going to come into traffic? We're going to come into that fight where Marcus Ericsson is with Valtteri Bottas, I think. As one of the Ferraris has a think about it. He better sit his ass back there. We don't need him messing around with us. Yes, that's Valtteri Bottas in front of us. So we've got DRS on the field. But here comes Sebastian Vettel. Whoa! A bit deep into the hairpin, and we almost took out Bottas. For good measure. That would have been a disaster to end the race as we come into the stadium section past the Mercedes grandstand on the right there, sorry. Chasing down Marcus Ericsson and Valtteri Bottas as Daniel Ricciardo is going to cover us off now. He's going to come in for a pit stop. So he's coming in a lap earlier as well. So he's really covering everyone off here. In fact, I think he put in an absolute immense in-lap, so he might have increased his lead, which wouldn't be good. Let's see where we come out in correlation to Ricciardo. We're nowhere. There we are, we're in the background there. So, that didn't work. So now if we want to pass him, we're going to have to put in absolute mega laps to get close to him as we go to the Force Indias. The Force Indias have jumped over the Toro Rossos. That's good work by them, but it's going to be an team rivalry between Ocon and Perez. Final spot on the podium. Who's going to get it? Looks like Ocon's going to get past Perez, and he's going to hang him out to dry as well. Move him up into P whatever. One of the positions, I can't remember which one. As we go back to one of the McLarens, that is Fernando Alonso. We're fighting with Charles Leclerc for P7. And that is going to be job done. Not quite. So it looks like unless Alonso hangs Leclerc out to dry.
DRS deployment, we can harvest more energy.
Leclerc's hung Alonso out to dry. Great move. And that's going to be the pass done and dusted. Fantastic. As we go to Magnussen and Stroll here. Let's see if Stroll chokes under the pressure. I think he will. Look at that. That is some incredible speed. That's a P11 on the track. And move the Dane up a position. Meanwhile, we are absolutely we've chopped half a second off the lead that Daniel Ricciardo's got. We've both left Ocon high and dry and handsome. That's the way we like leaving them. As we see one of the I think Stroll's actually got an issue because that's Räikkönen. Sorry, that's Vettel going past Lance Stroll. So he does have an issue here, does the Canadian. And he's falling down the order. In fact, I think he just lost a position to his teammate there, Sergei Sorokin. As we go up the field to Leclerc and Alonso. This is still over P7. Does Alonso have an answer for the young Monegasque driver? He has the perfect answer. Look at that. Experience will beat youth if he's not careful. They're still side by side though, coming at the hairpin. It's going to be down to turn 6, I believe this is. Through turn 6, and Leclerc still holds on to that position. Great pass there. Meanwhile, the continuing woes of Lance Stroll. Are we looking at Sorokin passing Vettel? We are looking at Sorokin passing Vettel. The Renault's got past Lance Stroll. That's how much Stroll's struggling. Will Sorokin get his man? Oh, that big power slide from the Russian as they come into this Mercedes area. Now it's still there, and Vettel's that was a bit robust there. Give all the credit to Sebastian there for defending that position like an absolute madman. The gap down to 1.7 between myself and Ricciardo. I think this is going to go down to the wire here, folks, because Ricciardo's fast in the middle section, but we're faster in the first and last sector, where we're just absolutely able to fling our car into the fast corners, no problem. As we go back to Sorokin, or is that Stroll? That is Stroll being passed by Raikkonen. And Stroll is going backwards quickly as we see Grosjean passing one of the Renaults there. I don't want to say who that is. It looked like Carlos Sainz. Oh, it was Carlos Sainz. He's past Stroll now. And you watch Grosjean come past Stroll with the greatest of ease. In fact, you watch them go 3 wide. Oh, Stoffel Van Dorn's back there. That's a bit naughty. I think, yeah, Stroll's going to hold on, and look at that. So much was Raikkonen being held up that Sainz got past Raikkonen as we go to Vettel and Sorokin, and this move's going to be done easily this time. Thank you very much, says the Russian, and he'll move up a position ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Meanwhile, we've started lap number 10. Can this get any closer, folks? It's down to it's about 1.8 seconds now. So we are going to have to literally give it the beans as Perez and the man Gasly. I think that's the man Gasly. It certainly is the man Gasly. Look at that. That was done way before the hairpin. Crikey, that Toro Rosso has got some speed. Well, it should do, because it can be to a championship last season. As we go back to, and that looks like I don't know. Actually, know who that is. Is that Hülkenberg and Vettel? That is Hülkenberg and Vettel. That's because here comes Raikkonen and Sainz. Oh, give us the helicopter shot. Yes, why not? Thank you very much. Look at that, side by side they'll go, and the man Raikkonen will get Carlos Sainz. Will he hang him out to dry at the same time? Yes, he will. And that's Raikkonen up in position at the expense of Carlos Sainz. Meanwhile, lap 11. The gap hasn't changed much between myself and Daniel Ricciardo. Although the gap to Ocon is increasing. The gap now is still at 1.8 seconds. So I think Ricciardo's got the better of us at the moment. We just need to make sure that we do the business here as we come through the hairpin. Now go back to Marcus Ericsson. No, that's Charles Leclerc, sorry. He's fighting with Fernando Alonso still. Will Alonso get his man this time? Side by side into the hairpin. He's going for an outside pass. That's two cars are fighting in the background. Hopefully the German director will give us
Reduce
a replay
the ERS deployment, please.
As Leclerc clears Alonso and retain P7. Who was that? Oh, is it Ericsson and... who's Ericsson fighting with? He's fighting with one of the Mercedes. I think that's Hamilton. Or is it Bottas? That is Hamilton for P9. And that was done before the hairpin. Good move. Now back to Carlos Sainz fighting with Stoffel Van Dorn and Kimi Raikkonen. And look at Van Dorn. Van Dorn's gone. Van Dorn's gone postal. That move should be done before the hairpin. It's not quite, but I think it will be. It's going to be tight, and he does clear the Spaniard.
We advise
So
moving
moving
to
up
mix
positions,
2,
weak on
fuel
lap
to
12 now.
mix
The gap
2.
is still 1.8 seconds. We were very wide in the first corner. That was carrying way too much speed there. But you can see now the gap is starting to come towards us here.
The car behind is dropping back.
Visibly, we're
seeing
starting
a
to
gap
catch
form.
Daniel Ricciardo, who knocked a 10th off him in that sector alone. That's the kind of action that needs to be seen here. We need to get on it, and we need to get on it pretty quickly.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
The problem is, if we're not on it, then we're not going to do anything about it, as we see Fernando Alonso fighting with... no, that's Stoffel, isn't it? Yeah, that's Stoffel. Fight with Kimi Raikkonen. Will Raikkonen get passed by the young Belgian? It's going to be hang out to dry stuff down into turn 6. Will he get it? No, Raikkonen's just going to clear him. Well, no, Van Dorn's still there. Van Dorn is still there, folks. But Raikkonen now gets the job done and move him into whatever position that is. We're on lap 13 now. And you can see that we are just pushing like a stabbed rat, pushing like a madman now. The gloves are literally being thrown away, and it's on from here. The gap's now back to 1.8 seconds. Christian Horner will be on the radio. He's saying multi-31, multi-31. He wants Ricciardo to finish head here, but I'm going to be like Sebastian Vettel at the Malaysian Grand Prix. No Fs were given. As we go... Oh, someone goes slow in the background there as Van Dorn starts to pass Kimi Raikkonen. I think one of the Haas's has bit the dust here. Was that Roman Grosjean? Excuse me, I think that was Roman Grosjean as Van Dorn gets the job done. It is Roman Grosjean, so Roman Grosjean's about to retire from this race. And there it goes. Something in the back of that Haas has just decided, nah, you're alright, I'm done for the day. He wishes it was done for the day. Park it up well off the track here. That should be nice and easy then.
The gap behind us is 11.4 seconds.
Around turn 3. The gap now 1.7 seconds again. As we come up to the yellow flag section. Lap 14, 4 laps to go. Into the hairpin we go. And we're just throwing everything we've got at this teammate in front of us. Christian will probably still be screaming on the radio, multi-31, multi-31. He doesn't want this getting very personal. But I think I bring the best out of Daddy Rick and he brings the best out of me as we fling it into the stadium section. And then look at it, we're able to carry so much more speed through some of these slow corners in the stadium section.
Okay, tyres still looking good, Nick. Let's keep them that way for as long as we can.
Apparently. Well, of course they do. I know that. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Nothing. Okay. The game suddenly decided to have a moment. As we go around the outside into turn 3. The gap now, I think that was at 1.2 seconds, so we've chopped half a second off.
The battery is low on energy. Reduce ERS deployment.
That's Brendan Hartley. He's fighting with Marcus Ericsson now. So Brendan's about to lose a position here as we go round the outside. Now it's a drag race down to turn 6. The young Kiwi and the young Swede, but Kiwi will get the job done and keep him in P whatever that was. I think it's P6 that Hartley's in. The gap for us is now still at 1.2 seconds. We are flying. We are flying and we
have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
We're going for it now. Tyres looking good, Nick. That's practically a green light to say that Ricardo's are not in any better nick than mine. So go for it. We got DRS now. We got DRS as we head into turn 1. We'll get DRS out of turn 2 as well. 2 laps to go in this German Grand Prix. And we are getting ever closer to our teammate here, and that's what we like to see. I honestly do believe his tyres may have gone off here, so we're just pushing like the proverbial stab rat as we see Stoffel van Dorn and Kimi Räikkönen fight for P16. That should be an easy enough pass for Kimi. He's going to try around the outside of Stoffel. That's brave. Considering what corner's next, that's brave. And it didn't work either for the Iceman. So the Iceman doesn't come up, but look at us. We are right on the rear wing of Daniel Ricciardo. It's hustle time on the last lap.
Final lap of the race.
Who's going to pick up the victory in the German Grand Prix here? It might be a move down into the hairpin here. That's going to be so interesting if that happens. We go, let's see. Is it going to be a move from the hairpin? Is it going to be from a way back? We've got DRS. We've got high power mode. We've got everything. Oh, Christian's not looking. Christian Horner's not looking. Contact was made and we're taking the lead.
Okay,
good Lord, Christian Horner had his eyes covered there. Contact made between the bulls. The bulls are fighting and the bulls are raging, folks.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The clouds are starting to darken as well. But we're going to come out the stadium section for the last time. And don't ask me how. But we're going to bring it home for a 1-2. Not the 1-2 I think Christian wanted, but certainly the 1-2 I would have wanted. We're going to win the German Grand Prix!
Fantastic drive. Just fantastic. You deserved that race win.
Yes! Love your work.
So as they climb out of the car, the Red Bull team are ready and waiting to celebrate a thoroughly well-deserved win. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres. But at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else. And that's exactly what they had today.
And I can see now the drivers are making their way out. We need Red Bull fighting at the front. They do an incredible amount for Formula One. And that's another winner's trophy heading back to Milton Keynes. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Poole increases their championship lead. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I think it has to be Sergei Sorokin. You know, good on the tyres, some nice passes. I can't really think of anyone who caught my eye more today.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Red Bull have extended their lead over the championship. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling instalment of this Formula One season.
Love your work, Ian. Love your work. We win the German Grand Prix. What a race. You cannot believe that. We had the fastest lap as well. In fact, I think we actually got beat to the fastest lap by Brendan Hartley. We may have done. But 1-2 for the Red Bull team at the German Grand Prix. Ocon will be going fourth, then Gasly, Perez, Hartley, Leclerc, Alonso, Ericsson and Lewis Hamilton for the top 10. Phew! And only one DNF, and that belonged to Roman Grosjean. Lance Stroll finished last, well off the pace. He must have had a big issue. But the issue for us now, we're going to go find Claire. We need to talk about this race. We need to talk.
Amazing performance out there. You must be really
I am.
happy.
I am very ecstatic.
How are you feeling after that
I wish I
win?
didn't have to do it, but we were faster. And you've got to pay tribute to the absolute monumental durability that this car has.
You must be thrilled to be up on the podium.
Well, we were expecting to be there. So yeah, thrilled.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your
Absolutely.
Team must be thrilled.
I'm so thrilled with their support.
Well, looks like your luck has changed.
Well, let's
Things
be
went a
fair. I
lot
finished
better
third
than
last
weekend,
week,
didn't they?
but I think we got to compliment this immense engine. The aero package. The aero package.
Great. Well, that's everything.
I'm so glad that's everything, Claire. Thanks for the fight, Daniel. See you in Hungary next time. Looking good. Looking very good. Oh well, we'll just start saving up resource points now. That's all we can do.
Fantastic podium. Well done. Keep pushing like this for the rest of the season.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed that, Claire, darling. No, you're Emma. You'd have thought after 5 seasons that I got it right now. Claire, Emma, this guy, that guy, who cares? It's one of us. It's going to help us with our contract next race, that's for sure. Yeah, baby. We don't need to touch anything here, do we? Really? Right. Oh, dear me. Or could we? Nah, we can't yet. we could have done, but we weren't going to. So, let's swap out all of the stuff that you need 2 of. Although, to be fair, we could have kept the energy store, but we'd rather get a new one. Fantastic. Everything's looking good there. We get a new gearbox at Hungary. And we've extended the championship lead. So that's going to do it, folks. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that video. Leave a like if you did. It does help me out a lot. Subscribe for daily F1 2018 and NASCAR Heat Free career modes, as well as other live streams. And until the next race in Hungary, we're going to see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.